right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back for another video. It is the weekend, so we've got 5 of the trending articles in the crypto news space because the weekends are kind of slow, but we do have some interesting stuff to get into. But first up, thanks to all those who have subscribed. I really do appreciate it. Just passed 100 subscribers, so woo, small channel, all on the growth. Love it. I really do appreciate it, guys. I really do. But hey, and as always, all articles talked about, you can follow the link down in the description so you can do your own research and read up on them. But hey, let's hop on in. So some crazy short squeeze is probably the reason behind the fact that Chainlink price rallied 52%. Dear Lord, that was insane. I'm really kicking myself because I actually was debating about buying in a little bit, and I went, maybe the next time I get paid. Money's a little tight right now. Money'd be a little less tight had I bought in, but such is life. So the Chainlink price continues to set new records as the DeFi-related token surged 52%. It hit $13.88 on Binance over the last 24 hours, up from $9. Which is just insane. As it demonstrated this, its competitor, the Band protocol, which also operates a network for Oracle, spiked 50% as well, hitting $12.44. So both of the oracles are doing great. I think there's Dia, we talked about, I think, last week. It's also existing. Doesn't talk about this in this article, but I know that's a pretty young protocol as of yet. So what's behind it? They're saying that it was primarily caused by a squeeze of short contracts in the futures market. As Link kept rising, the funding rate stayed below 0%. So this funding mechanism is used to make sure the market is balanced. When the market is heavily swayed towards buyers, then buyers have to incentivize sellers and vice versa. So basically what happened is, as the Link price soared, over on Binance, its futures remain negative, so this makes it look like its price was soaring as many traders were attempting to short it. So a continuous loop of people trying to short the asset for what they thought was going to be the eventual dump caused this short squeeze, which in turn spurred buying demand and kept fueling momentum. So they actually caused the rise while they were trying to short the currency, which is kind of funny, honestly. If you think about it, being like, oh, it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go down. You actually fuel the fires that make it hit its all-time high. But yeah, no, $13.80 is insane. I did look, Chainlink is currently number 6 by market cap, which is insane. I did talk about yesterday how I thought it was going to be a top 5 contender. I just meant like a month or two. So, I mean, if you're a Link Marine and you're listening, good for you. You are well on your way to financial freedom. If you haven't bought in just yet, do your thing, do your research, and if you think it might be worthwhile, go right ahead. You never know what's going to happen. This could crash back down to $8, or it could stay and continue to rise and eventually hit $20 a coin. Lord only knows at this point. But yeah, no, that'll do it for this article. So let's hop over to number 2. What I consider to be pretty big news being announced. So Greyscale is going to be launching a massive TV campaign for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. So it's supposed to inform people about cryptocurrencies via several national news networks this week. The information campaign is a further step towards the mainstream in order to strengthen confidence among investors, businesses, and consumers. I cannot stress how huge I think this will be for crypto. A national ad campaign is exactly what we need to really put it into the public consciousness, really get Google searches up, and help get people buying into the market. This type of ad campaign is going to fuel some serious growth, and I'm sure that's the plan of Greyscale, who owns a crap ton of Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP. So the founder and CEO of the Digital Currency Group, which is the parent company of Greyscale Investments, Genesis Trading, CoinDesk, Barry Seibert, announced on the 7th that a national TV campaign for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple will be coming to CNBC, MSNBC, Fox, and Fox Business to bring crypto to the masses, which is crazy. They're going to be targeting, viewers from young to up to 49, so 18 to 49 is the age range they're targeting. I'm not going to lie, give you a little peek behind the head looking at my analytics. Almost all of you are between those ages. So they know their target. So this could be pretty good. So the fact that the campaign runs through several networks with different target groups is an indicator of the goal Greyscale is set with the campaign. After all, it's the largest cryptocurrency asset manager. They don't want to just serve groups of experts, but reaching the mainstream and creating a basis for future growth, as we already kind of talked about. So Greyscale is insane, and institutional investment continues to grow because of this. In fact, after the third Bitcoin halving, Greyscale purchased 1.5 times the amount of all newly mined Bitcoin for a while. I think they've tapered off a little bit, but they still own a lot of Bitcoin. Like, I think $870 million worth of Bitcoin. However, growth is not limited to that. They also own about 1% of the circulating volume of Ethereum, and its Ethereum share of this total fund has gone up to about 12%, and Ripple at about 3.5%. So they really own a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, number 1 and number 2, but they got some XRP as well, so that's probably why they're focusing on those 3 cryptos. It'll be very good for XRP to get its name back in the news. As for these other 2, I think this could be something pretty big. I think the dropping of these ads and the interest it will generate and the new business it could drive, I know business isn't the right word, but the new users that it could drive to the platform be huge. And I really do hope that it spurs the crazy bull market that all of us who bought in at $3,000 and $4,000, $5,000 and $8,000 and $9,000 and $10,000 and $12,000 of Bitcoin are all looking forward to. But hey, that is insanity. But let's talk about what Bitcoin's got to do to rise to 15K then. It's been trading sideways for the past few hours, fluctuating between 11.6 and 11.8. But what does it need to do? So, fortunately, this article goes through a lot of different analysts, but their analysts aren't able to really agree on whether it's threatening a correction to 10.5 or if the upward trend can continue. Bitcoin trader Teddy explains that Bitcoin must rise above the 12K mark to reach the next target of 15,000. So far, Bitcoin has already bounced off the trend line in the chart twice, so it could try to break through this resistance in the near future. He describes that for all Bitcoin investors, the financial freedom is imminent should Bitcoin be able to overcome resistance at the 12K mark. I mean, I hope so. 100K Bitcoin would do wonders for my finances, especially since the rising tide lifts all ships in that regard. Johnny Mo also remains bullish for Bitcoin, but it has to break through this strong resistance. But its fundamentals are strong, so he actually thinks that it's more than possible. And this just goes on and on, different opinions. It can, it can't, maybe it can, maybe it won't. And then they talk about this Greyscale ad as well in this article. They just touch on it, but they're saying that it's a matter of time because of it. I agree. I really do think that TV ad will do more. Those TV ads will do more for the space, because it's not like they're just running an ad. They're running multiple ads over weeks on major news networks. And the types of people who watch those networks are already investor-ish type people. So I really do think it will do big, big things. But hey, so that was 3 articles. Let's hop over to number 4. Now, this is a nice little think piece talking about crypto mining profitability. I read it, thought it was interesting enough to be worth sharing, but hey. So their profitability metrics are based on a handful of factors, regulating difficulty and emission, which are hard-coded into the blockchain's attributes, making it predictable to work with, while it does not always immediately translate into profitability. So emission cycles. So they're talking about difficulty and emissions, and this is kind of where the article focuses in on. So emission cycles would be like the halving on Bitcoin is what example they use. It goes through this cycle, every 21,000 blocks, every 4 years, thereabouts. The amount of Bitcoin you can earn from mining is cut in half. This feature provides an incentive for an individual miner to join or leave the network depending on Bitcoin's price level, and all that fun stuff. And then where its price is during this time frame can lead to either short-term or long-term profitability or non-profitability if we're in a bear market. But Bitcoin mining difficulty is currently at an all-time high, indicating that a lot of new mining capacity has been added to the network. But since the price really hasn't recovered from the dip caused by COVID-19, I think it kind of has, but that's my opinion. They're expecting most of the miners are operating at a temporary loss, or probably, in my opinion, closer to operating at cost. Ethereum mining, however, has been incredibly profitable because of the high average price of the token, especially in the past few months. But they're talking about switching over to staking, which, as you all know, would allow users to deposit some of their coins into an address, which is owned by a validator node and locks them in for a period of time. This node then secures the network by producing blocks relative to the number of coins deposited into it. A very, very interesting change that we are heading for. The price of electricity is a defining factor in miner profitability. Currently, most industrial miners reside in countries with cheap electricity on power purchasing agreements with electricity producers ranging from hydropower to solar. Got to keep them their costs down. China is why China is so huge when it comes to mining. I know Kazakhstan, we talked about on this channel, their electricity is rather cheap, and a lot of second or third generation, second-hand or third-hand mining rigs are being sent there after they stop being profitable in countries like China. So it's kind of interesting. But apart from turning a profit, mining also allows the person to produce coins with no prior history. So if you like privacy, it's nice. Get yourself a little economic freedom, means of payment, and there's no ties to anything. So it's kind of nice. So for some organizations, maintaining a blockchain at a nominal loss can act as an investment, either by supporting profitable services or by maintaining infrastructure to run services for public uses. Kind of like electricity or gas, it's a utility. It may be run at a slight loss at times, but you do it for the public good. And that's what some miners might be doing, but nah, they're incentivized by profit. There's a lot of money to be made in mining, and the general opinion from this article is, heck yeah, crypto mining is going to be profitable and probably become even more profitable as prices spike. Like if we get 100K Bitcoin and all these mining firms that have been selling, half of the Bitcoin they mined over the last few years, and they're going to see their balances up in the millions and the billions. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. I really do think we're going to see some interesting times ahead with mining, especially as more cryptocurrencies start switching over to proof of stake and other means that we haven't even really thought of or come up with yet. Because mining does take a lot of electricity, so if you can reduce that while maintaining the profitability level, well, that'll keep people coming to the market. Or by eliminating most of the electricity, you actually increase profitability by that amount. it's definitely worth doing, and that's why proof of stake is gathering more and more steam as the years go on, in my opinion. But hey, let's pop over here and talk about WeChat. Now, the U.S. finally announces a ban on TikTok and WeChat, I believe starting on the 20th of September, so a little over a month and a half. So people in China have been turning to Signal, which could provide a solution to this ban, but experts, and I'll use air quotes around that, we need a truly decentralized messaging service. So the U.S. President's Thursday executive order is pretty vague, but any transaction with the platform from U.S. companies will be prohibited. So definitely going to be interesting. But banning TikTok has been going around this past year. The Trump administration has been quote-unquote worried about the app collecting users' data and the potential links its parent company ByteDance has with the Chinese government. I use heavy air quotes around that. I think it honestly just creates more of a incentive, more of a storyline for the current U.S.-Chinese quasi-trade war, quasi-Cold War thing that's kind of going on right now. But the WeChat ban has also been in the cards for a bit. They're both China and the U.S. are really just button heads. But with these bannings, worried Chinese people who are living, studying, or doing business in the U.S. are turning to Signal, which is a highly secretive app in place of WeChat, to communicate with family and friends without fear of government snooping or being shut down, for now. But even though Signal is secure, it could technically be banned by the Chinese or the U.S. government tomorrow. So a decentralized chat would completely solve this problem of government bans and snooping. According to Brad Cam, who does this unstoppable domain thing, which both Gemini and Coinbase are now custodying for. So I would argue that he's an expert-ish. He's also built an Ethereum-based decentralized chat app called Unstoppable Chat. It's on brand for him. I gotta give him that. So the idea is with the decentralized chat app, users would control their own messages stored on a person-to-person storage network, and not even WeChat would be able to read the messages or Unstoppable Chat. So it would be truly private for you. And then Chris Tautner is a Bitcoin Cash developer. He's actually developing his own encrypted messaging system based on Bitcoin Cash transactions, so BCH Encrypt. Went live this year. His team's working on refining it, end-to-end encrypted messaging that would look and feel a lot like email. So, pretty interesting. There's a couple different people arguing a couple different things. I actually like this Unstoppable Chat idea. True person-to-person messages. Would be ideal in this climate. So that way it's truly private, and I'm all for more privacy. There is a balance, I think, that has to be found between privacy, safety, security, and preventing crime and all that stuff. But I do think we, as a society, have leaned far too heavily in the direction of giving up way too much privacy. So basically they want decentralized, open source, and end-to-end encrypted are what you need with a messaging app. And that is the type of thing blockchain can solve. So this is not really about any cryptocurrency in particular, just as a whole, governments can exert a lot of control, and by having some decentralized options, we can cut down on that. Because really, honestly, banning TikTok and WeChat, probably okay because of possible governments looking in on things. A decentralized app, you don't got to worry about any government looking in on anything. So problem solved. Bing, bang, boom. But all right, that was 5 of the trending articles in the crypto news space. That'll do it for me today. Let's take a look at the market. Bitcoin's down by about 1%, but still at 11.6. Ethereum's sitting at 390, flat. XRP's down 2.5%, 29 cents. Bitcoin Cash is down 1%, 1.3%. Chainlink sitting currently at $13.28, up 23.62% in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin SV is down by 3.8%. Cardano is up by 2.5%, sitting at 14.6. Litecoin's down by 1.5%, and Binance Coin is at $22, down by 0.5%. Nothing, kind of a mixed bag today. Chainlink is really just trucking along, making it look like not a bloodbath. Let's see, getting in the top 20. VeChain's up 15%, good for them. Tezos is up about 10%, not too bad. I'm trying to see. Cosmos is up 18% basically. Let's see, anything other crazy going on? Digibyte's up 6.5%, Algorand's up 14.37%, Band Protocol's up 41%. Well, currently sitting at $13, so its train has definitely continued. Icon's up 7%. Ooh, Flexcoin, I don't know what that is, but that's up 16%. And Swipe up 26%, Decentraland. So there's some movement going on in the crypto space all throughout the top 100. So for all of those of you who are holding any of those coins, congratulations. For those of you who aren't, don't worry, your coin's turn will come. That will do it for me today. I will talk to you all very soon. Enjoy and have a great one.